Village, Georgia.
Kyoto, Japan.
Bitches. We the best music. Another one. D.
This weekend is about you. It's an opportunity for you to
The loudest man in the room is often the weakest truth. True strength is silent. It does not need to prove itself. Stillness is not doing nothing. It is doing everything without noise. While others react, the master observes. Power is not in motion, it is in control. This is the first truth on the path to inner mastery, yet it is the hardest for most to understand because we have been trained since childhood to believe that every emotion we feel is who we are. We say, I am angry, I am sad, I am frustrated, but these are not who we are. They are simply states passing through us. Imagine a clear blue sky and clouds drifting across it. Your emotions are those clouds. But you are the sky itself, unchanging, unmoved. You are not the chaos you experience. You are the space in which the chaos happens. When someone disrespects you, or challenges you, or tries to provoke you, the common reaction is to feel the emotion rise like fire in the chest. The heart beats faster, the breath shortens, the fists clench, and before you know it, you are caught in the moment. But in that moment, you forget the one thing that would give you power. You forget that you have a choice. The observer within you is always present. It is the part of you that can see yourself becoming angry. It is the part of you that hears the voice in your head scream, but does not scream with it. It watches the storm, but does not become the storm. This observer is the real you. At the Shaolin Temple, the monks do not train to fight others, they train to master themselves. Every strike, every breath, every stillness is a way to discipline the mind, to observe rather than react, to witness the rising of anger and let it go like a leaf floating down a stream. They know that to master life, they must master the self, and to master the self, they must not identify with the passing emotions, but with the awareness that sees all. When someone tries to insult you or hurt your pride, you must realize that their words are only energy. What gives that energy power is your attachment to it. You believe that their opinion matters. You believe that your identity must defend itself. But the observer does not defend anything. The observer understands that silence is not defeat, it is clarity. Ask yourself, who suffers when you become angry? Who is hurt when you lose control? It is not the person who triggered you, it is you. You carry that fire within you. You burn from the inside out, and in the end you lose your peace, your clarity, your center. When you are the observer, you are no longer dragged around by external forces. You do not dance to the rhythm of someone else's chaos. You choose your own tempo, your own path, and that path is walked with calm, not rage, with understanding, not reactivity. Let go of the need to react in every situation. Let go of the need to be right. Let go of the idea that your emotions define your truth. They are visitors, not residents. Treat them with respect, but do not give them the keys to your home. It takes great strength to sit with your anger and not act on it. It takes discipline to feel disrespected and still choose silence over argument. It takes true power to feel the storm rise and remain unmoved like the mountain. This is not suppression. This is not weakness. It is mastery. It is knowing that you are the awareness behind the emotion, not the emotion itself. You are the sky, not the cloud. And the more you train your mind to observe rather than react, the more you will find that nothing truly bothers you anymore. Because nothing can enter your inner world unless you open the door. And when you live from that awareness, you move differently. You speak with less urgency and more purpose. You listen without needing to respond. You carry peace, not as a concept, but as a state of being. This is why the observer is not affected by chaos, because he does not resist it. He watches, he learns, and he lets go. Your power lies not in what you feel, but in what you choose to do with what you feel. Every time you observe and do not react, you grow stronger, you become more grounded, and no one can shake a man who stands rooted in awareness. So when anger knocks, when insult comes, when emotion rises, remember this: you are not the storm, you are the silent sky, behind it all, watching, breathing, still. Breathe, watch, and remain free. The outside world is not the problem, your attachment is. Many people spend their entire lives trying to control what happens around them. They try to change people, fix circumstances, avoid discomfort, chase security. But no matter how much they rearrange the world, the inner conflict remains, and they wonder why they still feel disturbed, why they still get hurt, why they still get angry. The truth is simple, yet difficult to accept. Nothing outside of you can disturb you unless you are already attached to something within that can be touched. You are not angry because of what they said. You are angry because their words touched a belief you hold. You are not hurt because of what they did. You are hurt because you expected something from them that they didn't deliver. Attachment is invisible, yet it controls you without your awareness. Attachment is the invisible thread that connects your peace to something or someone outside yourself. And when that thing moves, your peace moves with it. At the Shaolin Temple, the monks practice detachment not because they do not care, but because they understand that freedom cannot exist where attachment does. When you are attached to approval, you become a slave to praise. When you are attached to comfort, you become afraid of discomfort. When you are attached to people, you lose yourself. Every time they change, people will come and go. They will agree with you and then disagree. They will love you and then leave you. The weather will shift. The seasons will turn. The world will not stop for your expectations. And if your peace depends on the world meeting your expectations, then you will always be at war with reality. When something bothers you, ask yourself, what am I attached to? What belief is being challenged? What identity is being threatened? Most of the time, you will find that your suffering is not caused by the situation itself, but by the story you are telling yourself about what it means. If someone ignores you and you feel disrespected, it is not the act of being ignored that hurts you. It is your belief that you must always be seen. It is the attachment to being acknowledged that causes the pain, not the silence. If someone succeeds and you feel envy, it is not their success that creates your discomfort. It is your attachment to comparison, your belief that their rise somehow reflects your failure. This is why the Shaolin path is not about controlling the outside, it is about mastering the inside. The moment you release attachment, you become untouchable. Not because nothing happens, but because nothing shakes your foundation anymore. Detachment is not a rejection of life, it is a deeper embrace of it. When you stop clinging to how things should be, you begin to see them as they truly are. You become present, not reactive, grounded, not shaken. You stop fighting with what is and start flowing with it. If someone disrespects you and you are not attached to being respected, you will feel no inner resistance. If someone disagrees with you and you are not attached to being right, you will feel no need to argue. If someone leaves and you are not attached to them staying, you will remain whole because your sense of self was never built on their presence. Let go of the need to be understood, the need to be right, the need to be in control, the need to have everything go your way. These needs are chains that keep you bound to suffering. It is not the rain that ruins the day. It is your expectation of sunshine. It is not the traffic that frustrates you. It is your attachment to speed. It is not the silence of someone else that hurts you. It is your craving for attention. Life becomes simple. The moment you stop demanding it to be different, you begin to move lightly without resistance. You accept what comes, you release what goes. You stop trying to bend the world to your will, and instead, you bend your mind to meet the moment. When your peace is rooted in something eternal, not external, you walk with grace. You are no longer moved by opinions, noise, chaos, or failure. You observe everything, and you respond only when necessary, not from fear, not from pride, not from anger, but from clarity. And this clarity comes when the noise of attachment fades, when you realize that peace was never in the outside world, it was within you all along, waiting to be uncovered, not through more control, but through letting go. The journey is not to gain more, it is to need less. To stop seeking security in things that can be taken, to stop seeking validation in people who change, to stop building your identity on what you possess. When you let go, you do not lose anything. You gain everything. You gain freedom, strength, presence, and unshakable peace. So let go of the illusion that the world must behave for you to be happy. It is not the world that disturbs you. It is you clinging to how it should be. When you remove the attachment, nothing can bother you anymore because there is nothing left for the world to pull on. That is real power. That is real peace. That is real freedom. Keep walking the path with empty hands and a full heart. Energy flows where attention goes. Train your focus. Most people spend their lives exhausted, not because they are working hard, but because they are bleeding energy through distractions, reactions, and emotional noise. They allow their attention to be pulled in every direction without ever stopping to ask where it is going or why it matters. You cannot control your life if you do not control your focus, because your energy is not infinite. Every moment you spend thinking about things that do not serve you, every moment you react to things that do not deserve your energy, you are weakening your own foundation. The world is loud and it wants your attention. Everything fights for it. Your phone, your fears, your ego, other people's drama. But the warrior walks a different path. He understands that attention is not cheap. It is sacred.
Go ahead. Live deliciously.
Okay, me.
Valle, the secrets to the sour cream.
Coach presents The Feel of Fall.
If you constantly focus on what makes you angry, you will become an angry person. If you always look for what is wrong, you will live in a world that reflects that. If your attention is stuck on the past, you cannot move forward. And if you give your attention to the opinions of others, you will never hear your own inner voice. This is why training the mind is not optional. It is essential. Your focus is a blade, and without sharpening it every day, it becomes dull and scattered. At the Shaolin Temple, every movement, every breath, every silence is part of that sharpening. The monks do not only practice martial arts to build a body, they practice to discipline the mind, because a body without a trained mind is wild and dangerous, but a mind without a trained body is weak and unstable. Focus is trained in silence, in repetition, in discomfort, and in patience when you sit with your breath and feel your thoughts pull you away and you return again and again. You are building inner strength when you keep your attention on what matters, even when everything around you screams for distraction. You are becoming unshakable. Most people are not tired because they are doing too much. They are tired because they are scattered. Their attention is split between 1,000 meaningless things, and none of them bring peace. When your energy is diluted, your power disappears. But when your energy is focused, your presence becomes powerful. To never be bothered by others, you must stop giving them your attention, not because you are cold, but because your peace is too valuable. When someone disrespects you, they want your reaction, they want your energy, and if you give it, you are feeding the fire. But if you keep your focus within, if you do not react, you stay in control, you do not lose energy, you gain it. Discipline is focus in motion. It is choosing to stay present when the mind wants to run. It is choosing to stay calm when the world tries to provoke you. It is choosing the harder path, not because it feels good, but because it builds strength. Ask yourself where your focus goes each day. Does it go to building your inner world, or is it lost in pleasing others? Does it go to mastering your craft, or is it wasted comparing yourself to others? Is it used to create, or is it used to complain? You cannot rise if your focus is on the ground. You cannot grow if your attention is always on what you lack. You cannot master yourself if you're constantly watching others. Where attention goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, life grows. And if your attention is rooted in silence, presence, and purpose, then your life will begin to reflect that same power. Most things do not deserve your attention. Most problems are not real. They are just shadows made larger by focus. Take your focus away and the problem shrinks. Take your energy back and the storm dies. You must become the guardian of your attention. Choose wisely where it goes and who gets it. Your focus is your life. If you give it away too easily, you lose yourself. But if you direct it with purpose, you become unstoppable. Your peace, your strength, your growth, they all begin with focus. The more you train it, the less the world can disturb you, because you no longer give your power away for free. Keep your eyes on the path, keep your energy within, and let every step be a reflection of your discipline and awareness. Stillness is not weakness, it is mastery in silence. In a world that constantly tells you to do more, speak louder, move faster, the greatest strength you can show is to remain still when others rush to react, to stay silent when others raise their voice, and to stand firm when everything around you begins to shake. Stillness is not the absence of power, it is the purest form of it. It is the expression of a mind that is not controlled by the moment, but that sees beyond the noise. It is the discipline of someone who has trained himself not to move unless movement is necessary, not to speak unless words are needed, not to fight unless the fight is worth it. People think that if you do not react, you are weak, but in truth, if you react to everything, you are not in control. You are a puppet moved by the strings of emotion, pride, fear, and ego. The one who reacts instantly is not free. He is trapped in habit. He is ruled by what he feels, not what he knows. But the one who is still is free. He sees the emotion rise and he watches. He hears the insult, but he does not flinch. He feels the storm, but he is not moved, because he understands that stillness is not passive. It is active. It is alive. It is awareness in its most focused form. At the Shaolin Temple, stillness is practiced as much as motion. Monks stand for hours in silent postures, not to punish the body but to discipline the mind. Every moment of stillness teaches them that they are not here to chase every thought, to follow every feeling, to answer every provocation. They are here to remain grounded, unshaken, fully present. True stillness comes when you have nothing to prove, when you no longer seek to be seen or heard, when you no longer need validation or victory. It comes when your identity is no longer tied to how people treat you or what they think of you. It comes when you realize that silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. In stillness there is clarity. You see what others miss because they are busy reacting. You hear what others ignore because they are speaking too loudly. You find solutions not because you fight harder, but because you wait longer. And in that waiting, the truth reveals itself. Do not mistake noise for power. Do not confuse aggression with strength. The one who must always speak, defend, argue, fight is often the weakest because his mind cannot handle silence. His heart cannot sit with discomfort. His ego cannot remain unseen. But the one who is truly strong does not need to respond to everything. He does not need to win every battle, because he knows most battles are distractions. They are invitations to leave your peace, to waste your energy. And if you accept them, you trade your stillness for temporary pride. When someone challenges you and you remain still, you win. Not because you beat them, but because you beat yourself. The reactive self, the proud self, the insecure self. You prove that you are no longer controlled by the lower mind, but guided by the higher one. Stillness does not mean inaction, it means right action. It means responding, not reacting. It means acting from awareness, not emotion. It means waiting for the right moment, and when that moment comes, moving with precision, power, and purpose.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Still is to be watchful.
Thank you. Perfect.
To be still is to be calm while others panic.
No, I was
To be
doing push-ups and
is
using the
to listen
dumbbell. I'm
before
about to do it.
speaking, to think before moving, and to be unmoved when others try to shake you. Stillness is the root of discipline.
Nah.
It is the mirror.
I ain't got no comfortable shoes. It's good though.
You cannot sit still. If your heart is restless, you cannot be silent. If your spirit is unsettled, you cannot stay calm. But if you train every day to sit in silence, to breathe through discomfort, to hold your ground without being pulled, you begin to build a strength that
StreamHub?
no one can see, but everyone feels. You begin to radiate presence, calm, focus, and when others look at you, they do not see weakness, they see depth, they see power under control. Stillness is the art of holding your sword without needing to swing it, of standing your ground without needing to prove it, of being at peace while the world burns and yet being ready to move the moment purpose calls. When you are still, you begin to see that most things do not deserve your reaction. Most arguments are empty. Most chaos is noise. Most people are just mirrors reflecting their own pain, and if you absorb all of it, you lose your center. But if you remain still, you reflect nothing, you absorb nothing, you allow everything to pass through you, like wind through a forest, and nothing can move you unless you allow it. This is the way of the master. This is the discipline of the one who walks with silence, not as escape, but as a weapon. The still mind is the strongest mind. The still man is the most dangerous man, because he cannot be manipulated by emotion or broken by noise. Train your mind to be still and you will see clearly. Train your heart to be calm and you will feel deeply. Train your body to be unmoved and you will walk through chaos untouched. Stillness is not the end. It is the foundation from which true action arises. It is the place where power waits in silence for the right moment to move with intention and clarity. And that is the path to mastery.
Tomorrow. It's gonna be another day. 10,000 hours of mastery. 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours. Let's get my heart back.
There's two ways to see the world. Some people see the thing that they want, and some people see the thing that prevents them from getting the thing that they want.
Not every smiling face.
Living with hydrogenatus suppurativa. It's a lot. To cover my abscesses, I would layer bandages, shorts, then pants. But with Benzelius, I'm back to...
Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something simple yet powerful. What if
I'm at
the
3:33.
biggest battle
At
you
5
ever
minutes, I'ma
face
hop off
is not out there in the world, but
and get
within
my
your
water.
mind. Every day, you wake up and step into a mental battlefield, and whether you realize it or not, your thoughts are either pushing you forward or holding you back. The world may tell you that your circumstances define you, that your past controls you, that your failures label you, but I'm here to tell you a greater truth. Your mind is the gateway to your future, and if you can master it, you can master your life. Too often we underestimate just how much power we give away by allowing negative thoughts to live rent-free in our minds. We walk around with doubts that were planted by fear, by people who didn't believe in us, or by our own past mistakes. And we never stop to question them. We let those thoughts become our story. But imagine if today was the day you drew the line. Imagine if today was the day you said, no more. No more letting fear narrate your future.
No more.
No more allowing insecurity to dictate your decisions.
No more.
No more repeating the lies that say you're not good enough, smart enough, worthy enough. Because here's the truth, and I want you to hear this deep in your spirit. You are not your negative thoughts. You are the one who has the power to rise above them. There's a version of you inside that is stronger than the voice of doubt. There's a version of you that knows how to fight back. A version that believes, that grows, that heals, that leads. But in order to reach that version of you, you must do something most people never learn how to do. You must learn how to take control of your thoughts. You must stop being a slave to your mind and start becoming its master. This journey isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about confronting the storm inside and choosing peace anyway. It's about learning to see your thoughts not as facts, but as patterns, and having the courage to break them. It's about transforming your inner dialogue from criticism to compassion, from doubt to determination, from fear to faith. And that journey begins right here, right now. So if you've been overwhelmed by anxiety, if you've been paralyzed by doubt, if your mind has been your biggest enemy instead of your greatest weapon, listen closely. Because over the next few moments, we are going to shift your perspective, elevate your awareness, and give you the tools to reclaim control. You deserve to be free, not just in your circumstances, but in your mind. This is more than motivation. This is mental liberation. Let's begin. Recognize the power of your mind. Let's begin with the truth that many people are afraid to admit. Your mind is incredibly powerful, but left unchecked, it can also become your worst enemy. Every single day you're having thousands of thoughts. Some positive, but many are negative. Thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I'll never be successful, no one really cares about me, why even try? These thoughts often appear out of nowhere. They're automatic, quiet and repetitive. And the dangerous part? Most people never question them. They accept these thoughts as truth. They let them shape their identity, influence their actions, and sabotage their potential. But here's the reality. You are not your thoughts. Read that again. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears the thoughts. You are the one who can challenge them, change them, and rise above them. Your mind is like a garden. If you leave it unattended, weeds will grow. Negative thoughts, doubts, fears, insecurities. But if you become aware, if you take care of that garden, you can remove the weeds and plant seeds of confidence, gratitude, faith, and strength. It all begins with awareness. The first and most crucial step in dealing with negative thoughts is simply recognizing them. Become the observer of your mind. Start paying attention to what you're telling yourself on a daily basis. Most people never do this. They are on autopilot, controlled by their inner critic. But not you, not anymore. When a negative thought enters your mind, pause and ask yourself, where did this thought come from? Is this thought based on fact or just fear? Would I say this to someone I love? You'll start to realize that many of your thoughts aren't logical. They're emotional reactions, rooted in past experiences, failures, or trauma. They aren't your destiny. They are just patterns. And patterns can be broken. Also understand this, your brain is wired for survival, not happiness. That means it naturally looks for danger, threats, and problems. That's why negative thinking feels so automatic. But with awareness and intention, you can rewire your brain to focus on growth, strength, and opportunity. But start journaling your thoughts, say them out loud, challenge them. You have to expose the lies your mind tells you. Because once you see the lie, you strip it of its power. Negative thoughts lose their strength the moment you shine a light on them. And that's exactly what awareness does. It brings light to the darkness in your mind. So remember this, you have the power to choose which thoughts you believe. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every thought is worthy of your energy. The more you recognize the patterns, the more control you take back. You are not helpless. You are not broken. You are powerful. And it all starts with understanding this simple truth. Your thoughts do not define you unless you let them. Challenge and replace the lies in your head. But once you become aware of your negative thoughts, the next step is critical. You must challenge them. You can't just notice the storm. You need to stand in it and speak truth to it. Most negative thoughts are rooted in fear, self-doubt, or past pain. They are mental habits, not realities. They show up sounding convincing, but they're not based on truth. They are based on your wounds, your conditioning, and your insecurities. And if you don't challenge them, they will continue to run your life on repeat.
Soon we'll be telling the whole stadium how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance to save people hundreds. Whoa! Now go get us tickets. Only paying for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Febreze. Love your plugins but wish you had more scent control? Meet the Febreze Plug Scent Booster. Enjoy the same 50 days of continuous scent as Febreze Plug, including a cord for flexible placement options and a boost button for extra scent. Febreze Plug Scent Booster.
Working with Morgan & Morgan was so easy. Call Morgan & Morgan. They got you.
The easiest way to be the best gift giver this year? Just ask Google. Check out the Google Holiday 100, a list of the year's top search gift ideas. Maggie is adorable. She's the perfect gift. Make the holidays magical with Google Holiday 100.
Since I got off twice, I gotta do 2 extra minutes. But it's 20 minutes.
Let's say a thought pops up. I'm a failure. Pause and ask yourself, is that really true? Have you really failed? Or did you just have a setback? Did you learn something valuable from the experience?
Did I fail?
If you have succeeded before in other areas,
Or did I have a setback?
would someone who truly loves you describe you that way? You begin to realize that the thought isn't the truth. It's a distorted belief you've been
Oh.
carrying around, maybe for years. You've accepted the lie as your identity, but it's time to take your power back. The way you break a lie is by speaking the truth over it. This is where affirmations and self-talk become weapons. Not cheesy slogans, but intentional, truth-based statements that combat the negativity.
We're gonna kick it
If
up a
the
little
thought
bit.
is, I'm not good
Just
enough,
talk.
your response becomes, I am learning, I am growing, and I am worthy of respect and success. If the thought is, I'll never get through this, your truth becomes, I've survived every hard day so far, and I will survive this too. This isn't about toxic positivity. It's not about ignoring pain or pretending life is perfect. It's about refusing to let your mind bully you with lies. It's about creating a mental environment where truth is louder than fear. You need to become the coach in your head, not the critic. Encourage yourself. Speak life into yourself. Correct your thinking the way you would correct a friend who's being too hard on themselves. And don't underestimate how powerful this habit is. Thoughts become beliefs. Beliefs shape identity. Identity drives behavior. So if you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your inner dialogue. Start writing down your most common negative thoughts. Beside each one, write a counter-truth. Say them out loud. Every morning, every night, every time the lie shows up. Train your brain the same way you train a muscle. Through repetition, resistance, and patience. This is a battle, and in every battle you need strategy. Challenging your thoughts is your strategy. Replacing them is your power. You are not weak for having negative thoughts, but you become strong when you decide to confront them. Your future depends on which voice you choose to believe. So choose wisely, speak truth, and rewrite the story in your mind. One thought at a time. Control the input that shapes your thoughts. Your thoughts don't appear from nowhere. They are influenced by what you feed your mind every single day. Just like your body becomes what you eat, your mind becomes what you consume. And if you want to overcome negative thoughts, you must take control of the environment that shapes them. Ask yourself this: what are you allowing into your mind? What kind of content are you watching? What kind of conversations are you having? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What do you see when you scroll through your phone? Because whether you realize it or not, everything you consume is programming your brain. If you're always watching drama, negativity, and chaos, don't be surprised when your thoughts are anxious and heavy. If you're always around people who complain, criticize, or spread fear, don't be shocked when your confidence starts to fade. Your mind reflects your environment. You have to be intentional about creating a space, physically, digitally, and emotionally,
7
that
minutes.
supports your mental
30
health, not
seconds.
destroys it. Start by evaluating your social media. Are the accounts you follow inspiring you or draining you? Are they teaching you to think critically, love deeply, and grow constantly? Or are they making you compare yourself, hate your life, and doubt your worth? Unfollow anything that doesn't build you. Your peace is more important than staying updated on other people's opinions. Then look at the people around you. Some people pour life into you. Others plant seeds of doubt and negativity. If someone constantly makes you feel small, less than, or
I
hopeless,
planted seeds
they're not helping you heal.
of doubt
Sometimes you have to love people
and
from a
negativity
distance to protect your
in
peace.
anybody's mind.
Now turn your attention
Forgive
what
me.
you can add to your life.
I
not just
apologize sincerely.
Fill your mind with truth. Read books that empower
None of
you.
us need that.
Listen to podcasts that challenge your thinking. Watch videos that motivate you. Speak to your spirit and teach you how to grow. Surround yourself with voices that make you believe in your purpose. The more you feed your mind with wisdom, encouragement, and hope, the more naturally your thoughts begin to shift. You start thinking differently because your mental diet is different. This isn't about pretending life is easy. It's about giving yourself the best tools possible to navigate the hard days. Negative thoughts thrive in toxic environments. So change the environment. Remember, your mind is always listening. So give it something powerful to hear. Guard your attention. Protect your peace like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. You can't stop every negative thought from forming, but you can control how many seeds of negativity are planted in the first place. That's where your power is. Control the input, and you begin to control the output. What goes in is what comes out. Choose wisely. Your future mindset depends on it. Practice mindfulness and presence. One of the most powerful tools you have for overcoming negative thoughts is mindfulness. The ability to be fully present in the moment without judgment. It might sound simple, but in a world that constantly pulls you into the past or pushes you into the future, being present is a revolutionary act. Most negative thoughts come from two places: regret about the past or anxiety about the future. You replay old mistakes, you overthink what people said, you worry about what might happen, you try to predict outcomes that haven't even occurred. And in doing so, you rob yourself of the only moment that's truly real. This one, right now. The present moment is where peace lives. It's where healing happens. It's where you reclaim your power. When you slow down and become aware of your thoughts without judgment, you create space between you and your mind. And in that space, you gain control. Start practicing mindfulness daily, even in small ways. When you wake up in the morning, take a few minutes to just breathe. Don't grab your phone, don't rush into your to-do list, just breathe. Feel the air enter your lungs. Listen to the sounds around you. Ground yourself in now. When a negative thought shows up, don't panic. Don't try to suppress it or run from it. Observe it, acknowledge it, name it. You might say, that's my fear of failure again, or there's my anxiety trying to take over. The act of naming a thought weakens its grip. It reminds you, I am the observer, not the prisoner of my mind. Another mindfulness technique that works wonders is meditation. You don't need to sit for hours or chant mantras, unless you want to. Even 5 minutes of focused breathing, body scanning, or gratitude reflection can shift your mental state dramatically. Meditation helps you detach from thoughts and see them for what they are. Temporary mental events, not permanent truth. Also, try grounding exercises. When you're overwhelmed, focus on what you can see, touch, hear, smell, and feel. This pulls you out of your head and into your senses, into reality. That's where your strength lies. Mindfulness isn't about being calm all the time. It's about being aware of what's going on inside of you so you can respond rather than react. It trains your brain to stop spiraling and start focusing. It teaches you that just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean it belongs there. The more present you become, the less control your negative thoughts will have over you. You start to notice patterns. You'll catch the lies faster. You'll respond to life with intention, not impulse. So give yourself the gift of now. Practice presence. When your mind starts to wander into fear, pull it back with grace. One breath, one moment, one choice at a time. Because in this moment, you are safe, you are enough, you are in control. Really, daily mental fitness routine. Just like your body needs exercise to stay healthy and strong, your mind needs daily training to stay resilient and focused. Dealing with negative thoughts isn't a one-time fix. It's a consistent, intentional practice. If you want lasting change, you need a daily routine that strengthens your mindset, builds your confidence, and protects your peace. Think of it like this. You don't go to the gym once and expect lifelong strength. In the same way, you can't read one quote or listen to one motivational
1 minute,
video
40 seconds left.
and expect your negative thoughts to disappear. Transformation happens through repetition. But what does a mental fitness routine look like? Start your day with intention. Before the chaos of the world comes at you, take control of your inner world. Begin each morning with silence, prayer, meditation, or gratitude. This doesn't have to take long, just 5 to 10 minutes of stillness can completely shift the direction of your day. Remind yourself of who you are, what you are grateful for, and what you're aiming to become. Next, use affirmations. Not just generic phrases, but truths that speak directly to your struggles. If you struggle with fear, say, I am courageous. I move forward in faith. If you battle self-doubt, say, I am capable, I am worthy, and I believe in myself.
I am
Speak
capable.
these affirmations out loud.
I am worthy.
Let your own voice become
I
the
believe in
loudest one
myself.
in your life.
I believe in
Throughout
you.
the day, practice
I believe
mental
in
check-ins.
us.
Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what am I thinking? Is it helping me or hurting me? Is it based on truth or fear? If the thoughts are negative, interrupt them. Don't let them go unchecked. Redirect them with truth. Even a single moment of awareness can stop a spiral before it starts.
15
In the
seconds.
evening, close your day with reflection. Write in a journal.
15
Review
seconds, but
what went well and what
it
you're
only say
proud of
180
and where you
calories.
want to improve. Journaling helps you track your growth.
I'ma just go till it
recognize
says
patterns,
200.
and release emotions instead of bottling them up.
Because
You
I have
can
to
also
start
use
pushing
this time
myself.
to forgive yourself for overthinking, for slipping
I need
up.
to stop making my ceiling
Grace is part
and
of
crack the
growth.
ceiling.
Don't forget to fuel your mind with empowering content. Read books that inspire you. Listen to motivational speakers who challenge you to rise. Surround yourself with voices that uplift you, not ones that drown you in doubt. Even 10 minutes a day can recalibrate your thinking. And most importantly, be consistent. Your mental health is not a side project. It's the foundation for everything you do. The more you commit to building your mental strength, the easier it becomes to recognize and replace those negative thoughts before they take root. This is how you win the battle in your
Right
mind,
now,
by showing up every day, even
we
when it's hard,
cakewalking.
even when you
We cakewalk
feel
to the
like
finish
you
line.
train, you grow, you rise. Because your thoughts don't control you, you control your thoughts. And when
I know
you
what my
commit to the
finish line
truth every
is.
day, you become unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen,
You know what your
as we bring
finish
this
line
message
is?
to a close, I want you
I
to
know what my
pause
goal
and
is.
reflect on what you've just
I
heard.
know what my reason for
Let
this
the words
is.
settle, not just in your ears,
Every day.
but deep within your spirit.
Every day I'm
Because
gonna go.
This isn't just another motivation
Every
speech.
day.
It's a wake-up call, a reminder, a challenge. The truth is simple, yet life-changing. You are not a prisoner of
I know what I
your
need
thoughts.
in my life.
You are a master of your mind. Every
I know what I
thought
have to
that
have
tells
in
you
my life.
You are not enough.
I know who I have to
Every
have in my
lie
life.
that whispers you're broken, every fear that screams you can't move forward, those are not your truths. They are illusions. And today, you've learned how to break them. You've learned that the first step is awareness, recognizing when your mind is feeding you lies. Then comes the courage to challenge those lies and replace them with truth. And finally,
I wanted to give something to the fans that they didn't expect. We're gonna do everything in our power to blow your mind. There's magic in the areas. This is the biggest challenge we've ever done. Tonight we completed that challenge. One last time.
We had 206 calories. 207. Might as well go to 25 minutes. Might as well go.
Too often,
I got 10 seconds
people walk
left. Might as
through
well
life
go.
carrying an invisible burden, a weight made not of physical matter but of memory. They move slowly, hesitate, and doubt themselves because they are trapped in the stories of their past. They think that who they were, the mistakes they made, or the pain they endured defines who they are today. But this could not be further from the truth. The past exists only as a memory, as a collection of experiences stored in the mind, and while it may have shaped your perceptions and beliefs, it does not have the power to determine the life you live right now. Yet, so many allow these memories to replay on a loop, unconsciously shaping behaviors, limiting choices, and casting
I'ma do
shadows
whatever
over
it
the
take.
present moment. The first step
Whatever
toward
it take.
liberation is to understand
Blood,
that your
sweat, or
past does
tears.
not define you, that it
I'ma
is
do
a
whatever
reference
it take.
point rather than a sentence.
I know
and
what
that
it
you
means to
hold
keep
the
going.
ultimate authority
I know
over
what it
your
means to go
present and
hard.
future. Every
I know
memory
what
that
I was
comes to
born
mind carries
I
an
know what I was
emotional
made
weight,
for.
And this emotional attachment
I know.
often keeps people tethered to
I know.
experiences they cannot change. A failure
know
from
how to go
years
hard.
ago, a moment of
I
embarrassment,
know how to break the
a
skin. I
relationship
know how to
that
break the
ended
ceiling.
painfully.
I know what
All
to
of
do.
these can become chains
All it
if
takes is to
allowed
do it.
dictate your inner
Dedication.
narrative. You may
I'ma
find
go
yourself
hard
thinking,
every
I
day.
will never be successful
Every
because
day.
of what happened, or I can't trust because I was hurt before. And in doing so, you unknowingly create a self-fulfilling prophecy. The mind has a remarkable way of seeking confirmation for what it already believes. And when your core belief is that your past defines you, every situation, choice, and outcome will reinforce that belief. Understanding this mechanism is critical because it gives you the awareness to interrupt it. You can begin to see that while the memory exists, the power it holds is proportional only to the attention you give it. The mind is not static, it is malleable, responsive, and profoundly capable of change. Neuroscience has shown that our thoughts shape our neural pathways, and by repeating old patterns, we reinforce old beliefs. If you constantly revisit past failures, your brain strengthens the networks associated with fear, limitation, and regret. Conversely, when you consciously choose to think differently, to focus on your strengths, your potential, and the possibilities of today, you are creating new pathways that lead toward growth, resilience, and freedom. Every moment of awareness, every choice to think differently is a step toward reclaiming your life from the grip of memory. It is not an overnight process. It requires commitment, mindfulness, and practice. But the results are profound. The person you are today has the capacity to become someone entirely different from who you were yesterday, not through forgetting the past, but through choosing not to live in its shadow. Many people struggle with the misconception that acknowledging their past means being defined by it. They think that recognizing past mistakes is an admission of permanent limitation. In reality, acknowledging the past is the first act of empowerment. To face your history, to look honestly at where you have stumbled, is to take ownership of your journey. Ownership is different from being a prisoner. Ownership allows you to extract lessons, to find meaning, and to carry forward wisdom without carrying the chains of guilt, shame, or regret. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every moment of failure can serve as a teacher. But only when you recognize that you are not bound by it can you extract the lessons without becoming entangled in it. One of the most powerful realizations in this process is understanding the difference between the past and your present identity. You may have been someone who failed repeatedly, someone who was hurt deeply, or someone who made decisions that led to regret. Those events happened and they are real, but they do not dictate the essence of who you are right now. Who you are is not a static label. It is an evolving story, continuously rewritten with each thought, each decision, and each action. Your potential exists beyond the boundaries of your history. You have the ability to choose responses that are not determined by old fears, to make decisions that are not dictated by old patterns, and to feel emotions that are not rooted in old pain. It is important to cultivate self-awareness because it is the lens through which you can see your true power. Notice the times when your behavior is influenced by past experiences. Notice the judgments you place on yourself based on what you have been through. These are the moments when your past exerts influence, and these are the moments when you can choose differently. You can interrupt the habitual cycle of self-limiting thoughts. You can remind yourself that the past is only a story and that the pen is in your hand. With practice, this becomes a natural, empowering process, and your ability to live freely in the present strengthens. Embracing the truth that your past does not define you also allows you to step into new experiences with openness and courage. When you stop being a prisoner of your history, you create mental and emotional space to pursue dreams, relationships, and opportunities that may have seemed impossible. You begin to approach life with curiosity rather than fear, with confidence rather than hesitation, and with an inner knowing that your past is a chapter, not the whole book. Each step you take in this direction reinforces the understanding that you are capable of transformation, that your identity is not fixed, and that your life is limited only by the boundaries you place on your own mind. Freedom from the past is not about erasing memory, pretending that pain never happened, or denying that challenges shaped you. It is about reclaiming your power, making conscious choices, and refusing to let experiences that no longer serve you dictate your current reality. Every thought you focus on, every belief you nurture, and every action you take builds the reality you are living now. If you want to live differently, you must first believe that living differently is possible. And that belief, once embraced, becomes the catalyst for transformation, proving that the mind, when consciously directed, can rise above any memory, any circumstance, any limitation that once seemed permanent. The mind is the most powerful tool you possess, yet most people walk through life unaware of its incredible potential. Every moment of every day, your mind is shaping your reality, often without your conscious awareness. It is constantly interpreting experiences, predicting outcomes, and forming expectations based on what it has been taught to believe. For many, this means that the mind is running on autopilot, replaying old patterns, reinforcing fears, and recreating limitations long after the circumstances that caused them have passed. What is remarkable, however, is that the mind is not a fixed entity. It is flexible, responsive, and capable of transformation beyond what most people imagine. Understanding the true power of your mind is the gateway to liberation, the first step toward breaking free from the chains of your past, and the key to creating the life you truly desire. Most of the time, people are unaware of how much their subconscious mind controls their actions, thoughts, and emotions. The subconscious is like an operating system running quietly in the background, directing habits, reactions, and even beliefs without asking for conscious permission. When the subconscious mind has been programmed with the limitations of the past, memories of failure, heartbreak, or disappointment, it automatically steers the present in ways that reinforce those experiences. The challenge is these patterns often feel automatic, inevitable, and unchangeable. A single thought, a fleeting emotion, or a memory triggered can be enough to pull someone back into the familiar, even if it no longer serves them. The key is to realize that this is not a law of nature. It is a habit of the mind, one that can be rewired with intention, practice, and awareness. The first step in accessing the power of your mind is developing awareness. Awareness is the light that illuminates the automatic pathways that have been guiding your life. It is the moment you notice, I am thinking this because of my past, or I am reacting this way because my mind has been conditioned to respond with fear. Recognition alone does not immediately change the pattern, but it plants the seed of possibility. It gives you the opportunity to pause, to question, and to choose differently. Every time you consciously interrupt a thought or emotional pattern that no longer serves you, you are exercising the power of your mind, demonstrating that you are not bound by old programming, and creating the space for transformation. Visualization and focused intention are powerful tools for harnessing the mind. By intentionally imagining the life you want, the person you wish to become, and the experiences you desire, you are creating neural pathways that begin to align your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with that new reality. When the mind repeatedly entertains a vision of possibility, it begins to recognize opportunities that may have been invisible before. It begins to generate ideas, impulses, and solutions that move you toward that vision. This is the principle of conscious creation. Your thoughts are not just passive reflections. They are active forces shaping the life you live. When you use the mind intentionally, you step into the role of creator rather than passive observer, and the invisible chains of the past start to dissolve. Emotions play a critical role in this process because they are the language of the subconscious. Fear, doubt, and regret often have a stronger influence than rational thought because they are deeply embedded in the body and mind through repetition and emotional intensity. The moment you feel fear or hesitation, it is a signal that the subconscious mind is attempting to guide behavior based on old experiences. The transformative power lies in learning to respond differently. When you intentionally generate emotions such as hope, gratitude, and possibility, even in the absence of external circumstances, you begin to train the mind to support your desired reality. Over time, these new emotional patterns become the default, replacing fear and limitation with confidence, resilience, and empowerment. Another essential aspect of harnessing the mind is understanding the principle of neuroplasticity. Your brain is constantly changing, forming new connections, and reorganizing itself based on the thoughts you think and the experiences you have. Every repeated thought strengthens certain neural pathways, and every new thought has the potential to create new pathways. This means that while your mind may have been shaped by past experiences, it is never stuck in the patterns of yesterday. With deliberate attention, you can replace old habits of thinking with new ones that serve your growth, your well-being, and your highest potential. Each conscious thought is an opportunity to rewire the mind, to shape it into a tool of liberation rather than limitation, and to create a life that is not dictated by what has already happened. Practicing mindfulness and meditation can be profoundly effective in accessing the power of your mind. When you learn to observe your thoughts without judgment, without reacting automatically, you create.
Try Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Every Goddess, the new parfum.
It's hard to admit, but I used to pay for phone service.
I still pay for phone service.
You need Text Now. It's the only phone service with unlimited talk, text, and essential data, all for free.
I used to pay for phone service.
Peacock brings the thrills of Jurassic World Rebirth home. You don't see that every day. Forever. Let's go. Jurassic World Rebirth. Rated PG-13. Streaming now only on Peacock.
I know that what I'm doing might look like nothing, but it means a lot to me. It means everything to me. The fact that I'm here, exposed, vulnerable, showing my life from back at rock bottom, my resilience to everything that ever happened, to everything that I've ever caused. I have fallen down, but I never give up. I love you.